So today's Duck Chronicles is going to actually be Turkey Chronicles. Wanted you to kind of see how these guys are coming along. They're smaller than our birds were last year at this time because they're a lot younger than our birds were last year at this time. But as you can see, turkeys, unlike ducks, pretty much become attached to you. I don't have to worry about them, running away from me or whatever. In fact, they'll follow me a lot of times. And what I've got them doing today is following me down by the pond. I'm gonna go take a look at the pond because over here, this place was awful green up until summer came, but it was mostly annual rye. So as you can see, the ryegrass has gone brown. Well, you know what likes brown grass? Grasshoppers. And this whole area here, from behind the duck coop, this whole quarter-acre paddock by the pond, is lousy with grasshoppers. And there are few things in the world a turkey likes to eat more than a grasshopper. But they are not the most brilliant of creatures. So every morning before I take care of the ducks, I bring these guys down here to remind them of where they need to be to hunt. There's some fish feeding in the pond there. Catfish keep confusing me. Every time I think maybe they've been eaten by herons or something and they stop eating, and I'll wait a couple days and I'll go feed them and they'll boil the water again. So the turkeys have figured out a few things. One, they figured out they can walk in this water, especially here because it's pretty shallow at the overflow point. And two, all that duckweed, they like to eat that. That's a high protein feed. It doubles in size every day, and they'll walk out. I was worried when I first saw this. Are they going to walk out and drown themselves? Well, they're stupid, but they're not that stupid. And they're remarkably capable on rough terrain. So they go right up those steep banks and all whenever they feel like it. And they come down here and they cool themselves. Again, if I remind them that this area exists. I haven't seen them hunting minnows yet, but I bet you they do that. There's about a gazillion minnows in there. And another issue I have here, I've seen now two different, because I know they're different sized turtles. Every time I come down here with my pellet gun, look, he's pretty far out there now. Every time I come down here with my pellet gun, I don't see a turtle. And every time I come down here without my pellet gun, I do see a turtle. Now, I guess I could pull out, my 45 or my 40, whatever I'm carrying that day, and pop them. But that just doesn't seem like a good idea. I've got neighbors so close around me, it would be kind of disruptive this early in the morning. But turkey, you need to not go any further before you become turtle bait. And that's, people would ask, well, why do you not want the turtles? Because, well, there's none in here big enough yet that I know of to harm a bird of this size. But in large numbers, even small turtles, 20, 30 of them will grab a bird of that size and they'll pull them down and weight them down. They'll kill them and eat them. And in a pond this size, if you don't control your turtle population, you're a couple years from just basically being a pond of nothing but turtles. They'll, of course, feed on my fish once they're in sufficient quantity or large enough. And they absolutely, and I mean absolutely, will kill baby ducks. So turtles in a small pond like this are unacceptable. There's one little guy about right there this morning. I saw him when I came by. And I thought about going to get the gun. And just as I had that thought, it was like he read my mind and down he went. Anyway, I've got to get to the turkeys today. But you can see, all of this ryegrass has died back. But I have a lot of stuff below it, green stuff coming in. And the big thing is, through this summer, unlike the last 3 years, this dirt isn't exposed in bacon. It's all covered under this beautiful naturally grown mulch. And you can see certain pioneer species starting to come in. And the berms doing well with the locust trees. And a definite pattern, if you look up there, the locust trees on those berms higher up are definitely outperforming these. I haven't quite settled on the reason with that yet, other than I do believe this just got off to a slower spot because it's a colder zone. But locusts shouldn't be affected much by that. I actually haven't irrigated much this year. I've run the irrigation like 4 times for the whole year. These berms, the way we did them, are pretty resilient considering what they're sitting on. But turkeys are out hunting. And you can see grasshoppers flying there. There we go. Up. Get them off the fence. Up. This is fun, guys. You can watch these guys for hours, but I got to get to it. I got to go take care of the ducks. There's a kill. But you want to pasture turkey and you're in the North Texas area, let me know. There's 15 of them. 6 are spoken for. 5 are going to our larder, and that means there's 4 more available. And but you got to be local because you got to come pick your own bird up and take care of your own processing. Though I do have a processor you can take them to, but I have a real unique program. If you want a turkey this fall or 2, there's still some available, and man, you're not going to get that from the store. Look at that. We got grasshopper murder going on. Good job, guys. Remember, as I teach in my podcast, be an ant, not a grasshopper, because if you're a grasshopper, you end up eventually in the beak of a turkey.